Did you know that a hot topic nowadays is whether or how you put your shoes and socks on?
No, I did not know that.
I didn't either. And I guess there are some people out there. How do you put your shoes and socks on?
I put my socks on, then my shoes. Generally, left foot first.
Okay. But so you put sock, shoe?
Yeah.
There are people out there, apparently, that do shoe, or, that do,
I want to meet these people.
that do sock, shoe. No. Like, I rarely ever stand up and put my socks on. I'm always sitting down. And then I just, shove my foot into my shoe. So this whole sock shoe thing, the devil's work.
I mean, different strokes, I guess.
But I guess it's a hot topic on, what people do. Now, the general consensus is, sock, shoe. But, there's weird people out there. Like people that drive on the left side of the road.
Well, those people are entitled to be wrong.
Yeah. So, are you excited about the season starting up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is 3 episodes. This episode, and then we'll do one now since it's 18 weeks. The season's 18 weeks. We'll do one. Should we do one after week 9? Or we need to do it during week 9, but should it be before the actual games are played? Or should it be after?
Yeah, I would do it before, probably.
Okay. And then we'll just we'll make our predictions now. We'll see how we did. We'll go back and listen to this, see how we did based off of what our trajectories are. 'Cause I'm not going to make I think by week 8 this will happen. No, I'm just going to do a full-on season. And then come week 9, we'll check it. And then we'll do one before the playoffs start, and then we'll do one after the Super Bowl. So
Yeah, that sounds good to me. That's, 4?
yeah, 4. So, what's your big headline? What do you think's going to happen?
I think the game, if I'm not throwing my Bengals bias in, the game that starts the season is going to be the game that ends the season.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
It wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me at all. But I mean, you don't know with the AFC, but the NFC, it's a 2-horse race.
I think it could be a 3-horse race, depending on how
With
well
who?
Jameis plays. Dude, that Saints roster is stacked. And Brady lost his center and both his guards. They got Shaq Mason. But
He's never beat the Saints.
Oh, I know.
As a
Buccaneer.
Yeah, he's never beat the Saints. But I think that I just feel like how the Bills were given the short end of the stick, against the Chiefs in the divisional round. I think they're kind of on a warpath. They might slip up, have 12-5, 13-4 record. I mean, they're going to lose January 2nd at Paycor, but hopefully remember that one.
Yeah.
But I think they're kind of on a collision course with the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree. I think the biggest thing in favor of the Bills is they play in the AFC East. Right?
And yeah, and it would be very poetic. Like I said, I've told you before, I love Colin Cowherd, how he's very transparent. This is Brady's last year. And, Brady's been gone for so long with personal issues and stuff like that. And he's like, hey, I'm old. I'm 45 now. I have issues. That's probably, whether he plays good or plays bad, that's going to be a storyline all season long. And it would be very poetic if he's either going to win the Super Bowl or he's going to lose the Super Bowl. I think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to fight his way to a Super Bowl, and it's going to be Bills versus Bucks. And I think the Bills will win.
Yeah,
but I think it would be poetic if he like went out losing. That's not a diss on him. I'm a Brady guy, but I just think like, you know, it's kind of like boxing.
Oh, my buddy Jason would pull a Stephen A. Blasphemous.
Oh yeah, he'd tell me to stay off the damn weed. I wonder how cringe that's going to be for people listening.
Oh, that's going to be pretty cringe. But I think
I can try again.
No, please don't. You never count Brady out, but I think if I look at just like the rosters in general in the NFC, the Rams and the Saints have a better roster than the Buccaneers do. And the Packers might too, but the Packers don't really, like, they lost Devontae, so we have to wait to see what Aaron does.
Well, will Jameis Winston, will he be ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. But I you know what's going to happen? We're going to fucking lose to the Saints. The Bengals will lose to the Saints, guaranteed.
I don't think Burrow Chase lose that game.
We can't beat Andy Dalton.
That's going to be I never thought about that.
We can't beat him.
You may be right, the Red Rifle.
Yeah.
I think that Burrow, that's a game that Burrow and Chase just will not lose. They won't let the team lose.
But I just think like how the season ended for the Bills, I think it's like their year. I think they'll do it. I think they'll at least make the Super Bowl. But man, the Bills Mafia, they're going to go crazy if they do.
Oh yeah, you're going to see people jumping through tables and doing backflips off trailers.
What's your biggest surprise going to be?
I'm going to stick with the Saints. I think the Saints, I'm picking the Buccaneers to win the division, but I would not be surprised at all if the Saints won that division.
That would be a huge surprise to me because I thought they would do like 8-9, 10-7 at best. I mean, they'll definitely come second in the they'll probably fight for the 7th seed and definitely come second in the South. But my biggest surprise, and to me it's not going to be a surprise, I think the Cardinals are going to be really disappointing this year. Like, they have a tough schedule in the beginning.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that a surprise. The thing about the Cardinals is they got Hollywood Brown, which shout out to my fantasy team. But they get DeAndre Hopkins back week 7, I think. So, like, their offense immediately takes a leap at that point.
Is he suspended or is he injured?
I believe he's suspended. I'm not entirely sure. I think he's still suspended.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, they just, like, look up their schedule. They have a tough schedule starting out. And I'm not exactly sold on Kyler Murray just yet. But when I say, like, I won't be surprised if they suck or they're struggling and they barely get over 500 or they're right under 500. But I think, like, the overall, like, all the fans and, like, just the NFL universe, stealing it from WWE, the NFL universe, they'll be shocked that they were like this. And I think another thing, I think Aaron Rodgers will do better than expected because a lot of people are expecting him to not exactly struggle, but kind of be like a LeBron in 2018, you know, just doing it all. And I think he's still going to perform. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Sorry. But yeah, I think he'll just be exactly like LeBron in 2018, doing what he can, trying to survive, barely gets in the playoffs. And hell, he might win. I mean, when I say barely, like, they'll get in. I think they're a shoe-in, regardless of if they win the division or they get in the wild card. But I think they'll at least win one game. I think they'll make it to the divisional round.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, Rodgers is one of the greatest ever, so you're never going to say Rodgers is going to have a bad season, but without Devontae, he's probably not going to win MVP again this year.
Oh, no.
He probably won't even be in the conversation.
No, he's probably done winning MVPs. But in the MVP race, I would probably say Josh Allen. When was the last time someone won the Super Bowl and the MVP in the same year? It's been a while.
I think it was Brady, wasn't it?
Like
Did he ever win an MVP the same year he won a Super Bowl? I'm not sure.
No, he won in 7, 10, and then 17, and that was the year he lost to the Phillies.
The Eagles, you mean?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles. I think it's going to be Josh Allen. Pat Mahomes will kind of probably be in the mix a little bit. Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
I can see him.
Taylor will be in there. As long as he can stay healthy, Taylor will be in there.
I can definitely see him being in there. He'll at least be Offensive Player of the Year. Who's the team you're sleeping on? Or
that I think could make some noise.
Because like a lot of people are like how can I word this? I have a couple teams that people are sleeping on, but I'm not sleeping on them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when they do good,
teams I'm high on that most people aren't.
If they do good, people will be surprised. I won't be. If they do bad, I'll be surprised and people won't.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Saints. I would say I don't really know. I mean, I think the Colts are going to win that division if that counts.
I think it'll be close between them and Tennessee. I think so.
Yeah, I mean Tennessee, they lost A.J. Brown and Harold Landry's out for the year, so that's kind of rough. But they did get Robert Woods and I think Burks, the rookie receiver. I think it was Burks.
Treylon Burks.
Yeah, I think so.
Where'd he go? Did he go from Arkansas? Was he at Arkansas?
I think he was USC, wasn't he? Or no, that was Drake London.
I think Treylon Burks was Arkansas.
He may be. He might have been. I don't know.
Okay.
I would say Philly. I mean, I think Philly, depending on Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts he's good, but he's not great. So depending on how well he plays, I think Philly could compete if he plays well. If he can get like a 65% completion percentage and cut down on the turnovers, I think Philly could compete for the 1 seed in the NFC. I don't think they'll do anything in the playoffs, but
okay. To respond, I'm going to respond to what you said, and then I'm going to give my answer. The Eagle, I almost said the Phillies again. The Eagles, like the front office, management, whatever you want to call it, they must have like a lot of faith in Jalen Hurts because they are like, I mean, they're basically slow pitching it to him, hoping he hits a home run. Like, I mean, it's like me out there on the mound. All right. You wouldn't hit a home run because I suck. But you get what I'm saying. Like, they are giving him every opportunity possible to succeed. And I don't know if, like, they're trying to make it easy on him or they just don't want to have to go through all the process again, the whole process of finding another quarterback or trying to sign one, trying to draft one, develop one. It seems like they have a guy that has potential, and they look at him and they say, okay, we will build around him. We will do what we have to do to make him our quarterback because we have faith in the guy. And they're doing a lot. I mean, they'll easily win the division.
Yeah, I mean,
they'll at least have 4 wins.
Yeah, again, I think it's
in the division
dependent on Hurts because, like,
that's what I'm saying.
His completion percentage last season was 59%. That's bad.
Here's hot.
That's bad.
Here's a hot take. I would take him over Kyler Murray.
I would not.
Okay. I'll say I have more faith in him than Kyler Murray.
I don't. I see what you're saying. They have the same skill set. He's bigger, but Kyler's proven that he can do it. Now, granted, he's had better weapons than Hurts, and Hurts has some good weapons this year. He got A.J. Brown, and Still got Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, all that. So, I mean, I see what you're saying, but I would still take Kyler.
I think the Cowboys are going to beat the Bengals. I hope that doesn't happen, but it wouldn't surprise me. Because the Bengals, they either have an early, pitiful loss, like last year against the Bears, or they have like a midseason loss. Remember this. The Bengals will lose to Atlanta, Carolina, New York, or Dallas. One of those 4 teams, they will lose to at least one of them.
Dallas. That would be the only one, I think. But I don't think they lose that game. I don't really see it. I mean, there's probably a trap game in there.
They're going to lose to the Jets.
Season. I don't
Zach
think
Wilson.
So.
I take back my take on the MVP. Zach Wilson will be MVP.
Yeah,
Got that dog in him.
No.
I almost barked. I almost did. The shit that he did over the offseason, legendary.
Okay. Still does not affect his game at all.
Are you sure?
Yes.
If he's got that dog in him to do that, he's got that dog in him to do it on the field.
I mean, look,
He took my boy C.J. Uzomah, most underrated player of all time. Reliable. Never seen that guy drop a pass ever in my life.
Until the one time you did when we were watching. We were watching a
exactly.
playoff game,
You don't remember it.
We were watching a playoff game. Might have been the Super Bowl. I don't remember. But
dude came back from the Super Bowl, torn ACL and all. Reliable. C.J. Uzomah. Shout out to him.
If he was so reliable, he wouldn't have left because we offered him pretty much the same amount of money the Jets did.
He wanted to go with Zach Wilson. He knew he had that dog in him.
Well, I could tell you 10 times out of 10, I would take Burrow over Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson's mom's friend wouldn't.
Well, I know she wouldn't.
Yeah. Let's see. My biggest, okay, what I asked you about the you said the Saints and the Eagles.
You said
what was my question?
Basically teams that I was high on that most people aren't.
Oh, I'm really high on the Raiders. They won 10 games.
Yeah.
They won 10 games, and they only got better.
I mean, I don't – my thing with the Raiders is I don't think people aren't high on the Raiders because they obviously got better. Their team's obviously stacked. They're just in a really tough division. Maybe the toughest division in the history of the NFL. I don't know.
Well, I mean, before the 7-team playoff system, obviously you could only get 3 in, 3 teams from one division. They'll probably be the first to get in 4. I'm not saying it's going to happen this year, but I believe that in the next 2 years or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll ever happen because you pretty much banking on winning almost every game outside of your division, right?
It's happened before with the 3 teams.
Yeah, it has. I mean, it could very well happen.
I think it was the AFC North one time with the Bengals, Ravens, and Steelers, I believe.
It could have been. It could happen. You could just have the AFC could just be, if I was going to do it, Bengals, Colts, Bills, and then the 4 AFC West teams. That's completely plausible.
Yeah. But I'm pretty high on the Raiders. And I'm high on the Jets and the Commanders, but not to make maybe the Commanders to make the playoffs, literally eke in there by the skin of their teeth on that 7th seed. But I think the Jets will do a lot. Were they 13-14 or 3-14, or were they 4-13 last year? Anyway, I think they have potential to win 7 games. But that's good. I mean, that for them, that's really good.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, I could see that.
I mean, look at the Vikings last year. They lost 8 games, like, by one possession or less. The very first game, they lost to the Bengals on, like, a last-second field goal.
I mean, that's another team. Actually, now that you said, I think the Vikings are going to be really good this year.
I think they can. They'll at least make the playoffs.
Their defense isn't great, but in a pass-first offense with an offensive coach, they're going to.
That doesn't hate you.
That doesn't hate you. Shout out Mike Zimmer. Their skill players are insane. Like Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen.
Dalvin Cook he's they're I know like the running back position is like going downhill really fast, but I mean it's always going to be there. You're always going to need it. But Dalvin Cook is really good, and you have some great running backs. Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Saquon Barkley, potentially.
C-Mac if he's healthy.
Yeah. And then Dalvin Cook in there too. He doesn't get the recognition he deserves.
No, he's a beast.
Yeah, that dude, like, I don't know, like, the stats or whatnot, but from what I've seen, he gets, like, a lot of yards after contact. A lot of yards.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Joe Mixon in a sense, only I don't think he's a little more powerful than Mixon.
Yeah.
Mixon's a little more, like, elusive, speedy, dodgy.
Yeah, I'm kind of high on the Vikings and the Raiders. And I'm excited to see what the Jets and the Commanders do. This is basically Carson Wentz's last chance to be anywhere. So I saw like a big board or like a mock draft that had them like picking number 2 or 3 and going with a quarterback.
They think they're going to be that bad?
Well,
jeez. I mean, I guess they could trade down.
Yeah, but there's no real big quarterback in this.
I think C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young. I'm not as high on Bryce Young as I am on Stroud just because Stroud's bigger. Mm-hmm. But I think those two definitely you could make a case for. And Young's going to need a good offensive line is the problem, right? Okay. Like if I'm Detroit and I do bad again this year but I don't get the number 1 pick, I'm trading up to take Bryce Young because I think Stroud or Anderson's going to go number 1.
How do you think the Rams will do? I mean, besides obvious, I'm talking more like record-wise.
I'd say 11-6, 12-5. I have them placing first in the NFC, getting the bye.
Okay. What about in the AFC?
That's so wide open. I think there's going to be a bunch of teams at like 12-5. If I had to pick a first-place team, I'd say Buffalo.
You know, a duo. This is random, but, you know, a duo that's really going to shock a lot of people.
Yeah.
Juju and Pat.
Yeah, Juju's really good out of the slot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's really good out of the slot. And Hardman's really good, like, taking the top off people. He's really quick. So
in a weird way, I'm losing my train of thought. In a weird way, I think Pat is kind of like, for some reason I just like calling him Pat. I don't know why. Pat is in the same position as Aaron Rodgers, just a lesser position. I mean, yeah, he still has Travis Kelce. He's going to, you know, get production. You're going to get production from him. So you don't know how Juju Smith-Schuster and then, what's his name, Hardman?
Nicole Hardman.
Yeah. Like, you saw potential from him towards the end of the year. But losing Tyreek Hill, man.
He's like a top 5 receiver. You can't, it's hard to replace that. Like, Schuster and Sammy Watkins and all them, they're not going to replace that. Sky Moore's not going to replace that.
Okay. So go ahead.
But I think I kind of disagree with you on that. Basically, the comparison between Mahomes and Rodgers, because we might as well call the AFC Championship the Arrowhead Invitational, because like they host it every year. So like,
do you think they'll host it this year?
No, but I'm saying Mahomes recently has proven Rodgers is not.
I mean, I guess I was trying to say it from like they lose their best receiver. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
That whole deal. But so you think the Bills will, like, the AFC will run through the Bills?
I think so, yeah.
I can see that too.
I mean, the Bengals fan in me says we're going 17-0 and the AFC's going through us. We're going to go undefeated and win the Super Bowl. But if I'm being realistic about it, yeah, I think the Bills are probably the team that the AFC has to go through to get to the Super Bowl.
I think they'll be like 13-4, maybe 14-3. And I think it'll either be Rams or Bucks. But then again, you could have a team like how Tennessee Titans were last year.
San Fran could be that team this year.
Like, you knew that the Titans were not the best team in the AFC. They just won the right games at the right time. Pat was struggling midseason. They beat them. Did the Titans beat the Rams last year? I think so.
Yeah. They did.
And that was kind of shocking. And I think that but there's always that team that year, like, they do really good, and I can see the Eagles doing that. Like, yeah, they can eke out some victories because, I mean, every single year you see it. These random ass scrub teams will beat good teams in the first 3-4 weeks, but you play that team, or you play that same game in week 15. No.
Yeah, no. I mean, you look at the Bills last year; they lost to the Jaguars, like what, 9-6 or something like that. Like,
I think that was actually kind of late in the season though, but
that's just a case of them overlooking them.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Like the Bengals losing to the Bears or the Bengals losing to the Jets. Like, that's going to happen early on in the season, but when it gets like November time, December, no.
Yeah, that's when your best players play their best, is when the season's on the line. That's why I think the record for the one seed in the AFC could easily be 12-5 or even 11-6 because the AFC is just so good.
Yeah. And like, you see the AFC, it's going to be like that for like at least the next 10 years. Probably maybe 12 to 15. Because if Aaron Rodgers, how old's he? Like, what, 37,
39, I think.
Something
38,
like
39.
Between 37 and 39. I think he's going to turn 40 this year. But, I mean, you see how productive he's doing in his late 30s. So, with, like, medicine and all that shit, like 10 years from now, Joe Burrow is going to be 35. Pat Mahomes is going to be what? 20? Or no, he's what now? He's like 26, going to be 27. He turns an age early on in the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be interesting. I think Russell Wilson's one to keep an eye out. I think he's going to play for 5 more years, but he's contracted to play 7. That's another team to kind of keep an eye on because Denver, like,
he's 38.
We don't know. Oh, is he?
Yeah, Rodgers is.
We don't know really. Like, Denver's roster looks really good on paper. We know their defense is scary. They added Randy Gregory, so it's even better. But, like, that we don't know what they're going to do because they need to be. Javonte Williams is so good. They need to be a run-first offense. But, with an offensive coach, are they going to do the let Russ cook thing?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like Miami. But Denver has a proven quarterback and not proven receivers, but Miami has an unproven quarterback and a proven receiver.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Miami's like skill room is insane. Waddle, Hill, Gesicki.
Gesicki's the tight end, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then
he kind of reminds me
of Raheem Mostert, their running back they got. He's going to be really good on like short down situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be good. Actually, of all the teams, they play on Christmas Day. That's crazy. They got some good games. They got 3 games on Christmas Day.
You know who's going to be overrated as hell because they are every year? The Cowboys.
I firmly believe that if the Cowboys are good, it's better for the NFL. I really believe that. And when I say good, I don't mean how I was just explaining the Titans or the Eagles could be this year. What was it? 2, 3. They missed the playoffs in 2020, right?
I believe so, yes. 2020 or 2019, I can't remember.
Dax. I thought they were really good. I know they were really good Dax rookie year, but I thought they were really good another year. But anyway, like I want them to be good and proven, right? I think that would be better for the NFL because they haven't been a serious threat in pretty much 30 years. Okay? What was it? They've won 3 playoff games since their last Super Bowl victory.
Yeah, and I think 2 of them were in the same postseason, I think. So it was this season. Yeah, it was this season. Was it?
No, it wasn't because
they won one and then they played Seattle, right?
Then they would be in the conference championship game, and they haven't been in the conference.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Beat Seattle, and then they beat the Lions.
Because
the year they beat the Lions was the year that Dez Bryant did the catch, and they called it a not catch and stuff like that. But the Cowboys are kind of always like the Titans were this year. You knew that the Titans weren't going to do shit. They might win a game, but you knew they weren't going to go on some magical run. They just won a lot of games when it counted in the regular season. And that's how the Cowboys are. They win a lot of games in the regular season, and then whatever they do, whatever they don't do, happens. I can't really explain how terrible they are in the playoffs. It is 4th and 18, right? Is it 4th and 18, or is it 4th and 10?
What do you mean 4th and last season?
Yeah.
No, it was like 3rd and something. Because remember.
I thought it was 4th down.
No, because they had to get back up to.
They did like a QB draw.
Maybe it was. Maybe
for some reason I'm thinking. I think there were 14 seconds left, and it was a 4th and 10, and he got 18 yards or something like that.
Yeah, he got the first down, whatever it was. Yeah. But then, why would you call that in that situation?
And
that makes
another thing.
No
why
sense.
would you stop? Yeah,
I mean,
don't stop.
Well, you have to. I mean, Dak?
Well, yeah, because
you have to stop, dude. Because if you're not going to score the touchdown, you have to get another play off. He should have stopped sooner, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I really would like to see the Cowboys do good. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. I think Dak can be good. He can be their guy, but I think it's Jerry. I think Jerry's the problem. Jerry or Mike McCarthy.
Well, Mike McCarthy's the problem because of Jerry.
You put Sean Payton in there, things will change. Mark me words.
Dude, if I'm Sean Payton, I'm asking Jerry for like a literal fortune. Because, like, you know that's the only way Sean Payton's coaching the Cowboys.
Sean Payton's in Cabo or Cancun or whatever. You know. Living the life. I mean, they're going to have to get a fucking crane to get him off that beach.
The same crane they're going to have to use to lift Mike McCarthy out of the stadium.
Exactly, my guy. Yeah, but did the Cowboys regress over the offseason? Yes. Will they probably beat the Bengals? I mean, on paper, the Bengals will beat them, but I don't know, man.
Dude, on paper, I think the Bengals might actually be, and I'm not saying they're like the best, but I think they might be the most complete roster in the NFL.
What do you think their record's going to be?
I could see them going 12-5, 11-6. I mean, I could see them going 13-4, but I think 12-5, 11-6 is a little more.
I think we're going to have a mess up win or a mess up loss, like just like the Jets last year. I don't see us. I see us losing to Baltimore or the Browns one time each.
See, I don't think we lose to the Browns. I think we lose to Baltimore and maybe Pittsburgh. Maybe Pittsburgh is the trap game.
Well, it all depends, like when we lose to Baltimore, because we play Baltimore the last game of the season. So based off of how the course of the playoffs are leading up to that game, it might be an irrelevant loss. We might have already secured.
If there's no chance for us to get the one, kind of like last season, if there's no chance for us to get the 1 seed, but we've already secured the division, I don't see a reason to play the starters in that game.
So I think we'll go like 12-5. 12-5 or like 11-6. The day the Bengals win 13 games in one season, that'll be the day. I've never seen that. But yeah, I think they'll have one stupid loss. They'll lose to either they'll lose to the Bills or the Chiefs. So that's one. Stupid losses to.
I could see a stupid loss to Miami too.
I think they'll lose to a division game. I think they'll go 4-2 or 5-1 in the division. And then I can see us beating the Bucs, but I just have a feeling that, which the Bucs are kind of at a disadvantage every year, because like all their home games are in good weather, and that's like music to the players' ears.
Right.
Because every player plays better in warm weather.
I think the Bucs are going to go, like I said, I would never bet against Brady, but his offensive line is in shambles right now. So I think that's really dependent on how the offensive line looks. Because if the offensive line doesn't look good, like even though the teams are bad in their division outside New Orleans, you have some serious pass rushers like Brian Burns, Grady Jarrett, Cam Jordan. Like, there's some serious pass rush in that division.
Okay. Give me your playoffs for the NFC.
I'll go Rams 1, Bucks 2. I say Eagles 3. No, Packers 3, Eagles 4, Vikings 5, Saints 6, and Cowboys 7.
I guess I can seed them. I was just gonna say who makes the playoffs.
Well, we can do that. I mean, you can interchange the Cowboys with the 49ers or the Cardinals too. I think that's.
I don't think the Cardinals make the playoffs. Bucks, Rams. I think those are the top 2 seeds, and then the 3 and 4 are a mix-up between 3 teams: Green Bay, Minnesota, and Philadelphia. Probably just by like the way it's looking now, I think it's the NFC North is going to be the 3 seed, and then the Eagles will be the 4th seed. And then whoever doesn't win the NFC North will be the 5th seed. But what would be badass is like seeing Green Bay or Minnesota get the 4 seed, and then
play the other one.
Yes, in the 5. That I would love that.
So yours is basically the same as mine through the top 5.
Kind of, but I think the Bucs will eke their way into a 1st seed. And then let's see, the 6. I'd say San Francisco. Wait, did you not say the Saints?
No, I said the Saints at 6.
Okay. I think San Francisco at 6, and then I would have to say, I don't want to say the Cowboys because I don't think I think it's like a 3-team race. I said San Francisco, right?
Yeah, you said that San Fran at 6.
Okay, I think a 3-team race. Cowboys, Commanders. Who else? Oh, and Saints.
Saints. I was going to say it's got to be the Saints if you're not picking the Cardinals to make it.
I think it's those 3 teams are gonna. I mean, it's gonna be whichever team makes a 7th seed, they'll get smoked like big time.
Yeah, I think the Rams beat, unless it's the Saints.
So,
the Saints my Saints pick is completely dependent on Jameis Winston.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna say the Bucs get the bye. Rams are the 2 seed. They smoke the 7th seed regardless of who it is. So the 3 and the 6.
So that would be Green Bay and San Fran rematch.
Yeah, I think Green Bay gets over. Then 4 and 5. Who would that be?
Eagles, Vikings.
Ooh, that might be like the game of the first round of like the wild card.
I would take the Vikings because even though I'm not a huge fan of Kirk Cousins, I trust him more than I trust Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. I think basically just the goal for Jalen Hurts this year is just to get into the playoff, win the division. That's it. Just win the division, and then they'll give, do a little better than you did last year and win the division. You don't necessarily have to win a playoff game.
Yeah, you just have to prove that you can be the starting quarterback for the Eagles going forward.
You want to do like the second round, or?
Yeah, we can do the second round.
Okay, so in mine I have pretty much every team, all 4 teams advancing.
Except the Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings. Vikings would play the Bucks, and I think the Bucks would win, but I think it's going to be a lot closer.
I mean, the Vikings have weapons, dude.
It's going to be like a 1-possession game. Mm-hmm. Yes, they do. I think this is like the year for Kirk Cousins because he only signed, a 1-year extension?
Yeah, it was a big extension, but it was only for 1 year.
Yeah, like after next year, he's
pretty much a free agent unless they bring him back.
Yeah, but if he has a good year and say they win a game or they have a pretty close game to say they win in the wild card and then they get a close game in the division, they might just be like, all right, this is our guy. But I think the Bucs win, and then, I think the Bucs will meet the Rams. They'll get their revenge from last year, and then Bucs will be sitting there waiting for the AFC, which is what teams you got?
I'm gonna go Bills 1. Bengals 2. Chiefs 3.
Mine's the same, just like, and it can switch between the Bengals and the Chiefs.
Yeah. Colts 4. Chargers 5. Titans 6. And then I'm going to say I'll say Broncos 7. It's either the Raiders or the Broncos get the 7.
Is Tannehill a free agent after the 2023 season?
For Tennessee's sake, I hope.
No, but I think he's
I think he's after this year, he's got one more year left on his deal. I think. I don't know.
Okay, because that helps me answer the question. Because I think if he has a serviceable year, they might still have faith in him. But if he struggles, they're just gonna be like, okay, we don't care. We want Malik Willis. We're gonna, put faith in him. But I think they ultimately win that division, and they are the 4 seed. Don't get me wrong, they are the 4 seed. Then the 3 seed, either
Bengals or Chiefs. Or Bengals or your AFC West winner.
Okay. I think the Bengals will be 2. The Raiders, that's my team, bro. That's my team.
I can see it.
I don't even, I'm not a fan of the Raiders. It's just that's my hot take. Or that's my Skip Bayless take. Way out there in left field.
I can see it. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's that far out in left field.
So, Raiders 3. Tennessee 4, Raiders 3, Bengals 2, Bills 1. So, and then 5, you do. Oh, Chiefs, 5 Chiefs. And when I say 5 Chiefs, Chiefs might have a better record than both the Bengals and
the Titans.
No. They might have a better record than the Titans by 3 games, but just since it's going to be so
division's so good.
Yeah, it's going to be so good. So the Chiefs in the 4 or in the 5. I have to say the Chargers in the 6, and then Baltimore in the 7, or vice versa. But I'll just say Baltimore in the 7. Ooh. What if I'm right? Bengals, Ravens, 2 versus 7, playoffs. Let's go. Oh. I think the Bengals would eke it out. So I think the Raiders, who would they play?
In mine, they would play the Bengals.
The Raiders would?
In yours, they were 3, right?
Yeah. You focus on yours, I'll focus on mine. Yeah, they were 3, and then they
played the Chargers.
The Chargers. I think they'd get over that hump. They haven't won a playoff game since 2003. I think that's the 2003 season. No. They haven't won a playoff game since the 2002 season, so it was 2003. I think they get over the hump. Justin Herbert finally gets in the playoffs. He doesn't exactly struggle. He just gets in, doesn't win. Raiders, they make their mark. So you got Bengals, Raiders. Chiefs are going to smoke them. 45-0 first half. It's over.
I don't know about all that, but yeah, Chiefs are going to smoke.
Yeah.
So then you got Chiefs Bills.
Okay. Ooh. Yep. Chiefs Bills, baby. Chiefs Bills. Josh Allen gets his revenge in Buffalo. 30 inches of rain, 30 inches of snow. It's going to be like a monsoon. I fucked that whole lineup. I meant to say 30 inches of snow, but I'm too far into it, so screw it. yeah, it's going to be cold, as the cool kids say, AF in that game. No overtime. Pat Mahomes intercepted. I hope no one holds this against me, but because none of this is going to happen. But Bills finally get over the hump and beat the Chiefs. Make it to the AFC Championship to host the Bengals. I think the Bengals get the better end of the Raiders again. And then, like I said, it pains me to say this. It really pains me to say this, but I just feel like it's the Bills' year. However, I mean, shit. If the Bengals want to slip on through there and get back to the Super Bowl
and win it this time,
yeah, win it. I was so relieved when they lost.
Oh God, I wasn't.
It hurt, but physically I was relieved because my heart was like beating through my chest every single play. Like I had to go down to the hallway and tell like at mom's and just tell myself, okay, just calm down, breathe. It's just a game. Like you've waited your whole life for this. You never thought it would come. We went through 5 years of Andy Dalton absolutely sucking. And now we're here. We have this like gift from the gods above in Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Shooter McPherson. All right. You got our boy CJ Uzama that no one cares about. And I'm just back there like, it's just a game. It's just a game. And then when Joe Burrow got sacked by Aaron Donald that last play, my heart was it was like, oh, man, fuck. Oh, we were so close, you know. Then we find out the video Jamar Chase, he had him beat. But like just instant relief. Like my shoulders dropped. I'm like, fine. Now I can like move on with my life. Because one thing I did like about like when you're a Bengals, when you're a fan of the NFL and your team sucks and you know they're not going to win, you can enjoy the playoffs without having to focus on your team. And I know that's not ideal, but it's not bad at the same time because you're just going in there like you're just watching do or die football that has nothing to do with you. You're just like, okay, Bills, Chiefs, all right, let's see what happens. Ravens, Titans, all right, cool. But
hope the Titans crush them.
But when it comes to like your team, you're like locked in. That's all you're thinking about all week long. You're super depressed because of January. It's cold as hell outside. You know, it literally consumes your life. From the time the Bengals beat the Chiefs until they lost to the Rams, like that's all that consumed my life. That's it. Like I was just constantly doing shit with the Bengals, like looking up articles, watching highlights, like getting on Who Dey Nation, the Facebook forum, and reading the absolute ludicrous takes that they have. And then when they lost, I was like, I love the Bengals, but this shit's exhausting, man. Like, I got to move on with my life.
I think it was made worse, too, because we did not expect it, right? Like, I joked about it all year with you, all season. But I didn't expect the Bengals to go to the Super Bowl. I was just hoping they get a playoff win. And then they get 3 in a row, and it's like, oh, shit, here we go.
Be honest with you, I think the Cincinnati fan base would have been completely satisfied with just a win. If they went to Tennessee and got shellacked, they wouldn't care. No one would care. They'd be like, hey, we got over the hump. Baby steps. Rome wasn't built in one day, but we tried to build Rome in one day.
Yeah, Rome wasn't built in one day. Joe Burrow's like, hold my beer.
Exactly. Hold my glasses. So you think the Saints are going to be the surprise team? Yep. You think it's going to be Bills, Rams to start the season and to end the season?
Yep.
What else? We made something else. Who you think is going to be disappointing? I think I know who you're going to say.
I think Denver could be.
Okay.
I think Denver could end up being really disappointing.
I thought you were going to say the Ravens.
But I'm not high on the Ravens. I'm not as high on the Ravens as everybody else is. Their roster is stacked, but they don't have a receiver. They just have Mark Andrews to throw to.
As long as nobody scores 34 all year long, and then the Ravens score 34 the last game of the season, that's all I care about.
Dude, I'm praying to God Tua and Tyreek Hill make it work a couple times to get me 34 this year.
Yeah. So mine are my surprise teams. I'm not really going to – like, I know I stated the Jets and the Commanders, but –
Surprise teams that could actually do something.
who did I say? I said – oh.
The Raiders.
Raiders,
and the
yeah.
Vikings,
I
think was your team.
Raiders and Vikings. And then we did our playoffs, and like we really don't have to recap it. We can just go back and listen to it. My biggest disappointment. I don't know. I've been up for like a very long time, so I'm getting really tired. Did I say my disappointing team?
No, I don't think so. You may have, but I don't think you did.
My disappointing team would have to be I mean, the Cowboys disappoint every year, and that's not a dig on them. It's just like they could go 17-0 and then like win one playoff game and then lose.
Arizona.
Oh yeah,
was
yeah,
your
yeah,
disappointing
Arizona.
team.
Like I'm not high on Arizona this year. I mean, yeah, he has Hollywood Brown. That one time, Zach Ertz.
Yep.
Yeah, Zach Ertz. Which he's just like now he's just serviceable.
He's old, but he's reliable.
Exactly. Then you'll have DeAndre Hopkins. Do they still have David Johnson? Or do they have somebody else?
No, they have James Conner.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay, James Conner. Kyler's kind of like Jalen Hurts. Like, they got all these people around him. Now they're saying, hey, it's up to you. This is your team. But yeah, my predictions, the Bills, Bucks. Bills win it all.
So we agree on that because I think the Bills win the whole thing too.
Yeah, I just think it's their year. What's really gonna suck for the NFL is when the Bills beat the Bengals in like the AFC Championship, and then Josh Allen takes the Bills, wins the Super Bowl. I mean, that is gonna like light a fire.
Dude, but could you imagine just a straight up Super Bowl rematch? Bengals Rams. I could see it.
Has that ever happened like back? Oh yeah. It happened. It actually happened with the Bills and the Cowboys.
The Bills lost every time, didn't they?
Yeah, they lost 4 straight years.
Yeah, I know.
Could you imagine the heartache?
It was hard to lose one year. I couldn't imagine losing 4 straight years.
What would you rather do? Would you rather, knock on wood, would you rather lose like the Bengals did, or would you rather them get killed?
The football fan in me really just, I'm speaking from a football perspective here. If they're going to lose, I want them to lose in a close game.
Okay.
I want the game to be entertaining and close. I don't want it to be a blowout.
Man, sometimes it just randomly hits you. Like, oh, we were so close.
It's Quentin Spain would have just fell down in front of Aaron Donald.
Fucking Samaje P. Ryan, whatever, how you pronounce the last name.
Die for the ball, bro.
Like, now I'll give him credit. Like, we're not seeing it from the angle he's seeing it. We're seeing it from an overhead. He's seeing it from, like, coming at an angle eye level with him. So he might not have had the time, or he might not have known, like, his depth perception. He might not have known, like, okay, if I dive here, You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But
disclaimer, we're fans. We cannot
Yes.
seriously speak on
Yes.
what goes on the field.
But at the same time, it's like, this is your whole life. This could change everything for you. All you have to do is just like, there's no touchdown, running, anything. All you got to do is just dive and catch the ball. Catch it. And then that would take what? That would be 30. Did he hike it at 39 seconds or did he hike it at 43?
I think he hiked it at 43.
Yeah, and then he would have caught that at like 39 or 40, and then it would have went to like 38. Okay, maybe 37. No, it would have kept going because the clock, right? I constantly play like these scenarios in my head. Well, what if Joe Burrow got away and he threw it to Chase? Chase caught it with like 36, and then he ran it in. Okay. That would be like 30 seconds left. Could we have won with 30 seconds?
You put 6 DBs on the field, 1 linebacker, and drop both your ends into coverage.
Pat Mahomes did it. Pat Mahomes marched up the field in 13 seconds to take it in overtime. Dak Prescott wasted 14 seconds running the ball on 4th and 10 just to lose.
Gentlemen, don't ever let your woman tell you 13 seconds isn't long enough.
I saw this TikTok. It's like, hey, babe, will you hold your breath for 2 minutes? No, I won't do that. And well, why won't you? Because 2 minutes is a long time. He's like, and then he like looks at his camera. He's like, boys, you heard it here first. 2 minutes is a long time. But how much time we got left?
I have no idea.
You can check if you want to. But yeah, I would probably.
We're over a couple minutes.
Okay.
So
I would rather. We'll wrap it up here, but I'd probably rather lose by like 1 or 2 in like a last second, play than like get like smacked like Denver did against Seattle. That was a pretty bad game. But all right, anything else you want to say?
Well, thanks for having me on, and I'll see you at week 9.
Yep, sounds cool.